So I just made a quick little list. Did do a video of me selecting every part and the reason why, but it was too boring. So I just basically made this PC. This is highly recommended by me if you are planning to build something and you want to just use Amazon. Of course, use other programs with local shops if you can, but I can't use PC Part Picker because not everyone can get the same deals. So this is generic for everybody. The final price is $661, and the parts that I selected for the reasons of being on sale, I'll start from the bottom, is first off is the case. Ignore the shipping. I have to pay that. I live in Canada. This case actually looks quite nice. RGB at the front. Really no customer reviews, but for the price, you actually get the full block at the bottom, which is actually hard to come by for lower costing PCs. Has the extra fan on top for executing hot air out. Has, I believe, two fan spots at the front, but I can't be certain because I can't see. But for the look and just having that block just for hiding the wires, I would highly recommend this case. Next, we have the processor I chose, which I chose a Ryzen 5 1600 for the current price of $119. That is crazy cheap. The counterpart to it, the 2600, that's right here, is 150. I just felt like this for the for what you're getting. Uh, I'll just show you Ryzen 5 1600 versus 2600. The amount of money you're saving, do not have to buy it. Buy the most expensive seems worth it. It's only 8% higher. The value for this is better, but it's comparing this not being on sale. It's considering this being $200, this 215. But now it's down to $119. So easy peasy, easy decision. They both still have the same number of cores and threads. So that is what I'm mostly looking at. So if you're looking for streaming and gaming at the same time, both these are really, really good. You can decide which one you want, but this is the one that I would get for the price. And then next, I chose this motherboard strictly because of the price. What I look for in a motherboard is two different RAM colored slots. So four RAM slots for sure, if it's your primary PC you want for, just to be safe. It has two graphics card slots and it also has an M2 SSD, which is huge. I really like Gigabyte, MSI, and Asus. Those are like pretty much the brands that I buy, other than if there's a wicked sale on something else where it's like half the price, and if it doesn't last half as long, I'm not super upset. I chose the 500-watt power supply because of the sale that they currently have, $20 off. This is strong enough, but honestly, if you got a little bit more of a budget, you should move up to a 600, but the 500 watt will be sufficient for this build. Next, I picked the RX 590, which I thought was the best bang for your buck. This has a pretty fast internal core clock speed, and I can compare it to the RX 580, something a lot of you guys know, and I wasn't typing. So it's scores 12% higher on its average user benchmark, which is pretty nice, and it's actually comparable to the new 1660, not the TI, the regular. They're almost identical, and it still beats it out. So the difference is a 1660 Ti is very expensive, which we can look it up right now. So I just want to see the 1660, $120. It's the same price, but you're getting a better bang for your buck. 219, 219, 219. So I would take the extra 7% and run with it for the same price. It's a couple bucks under. It's currently $73 off. I don't mind the look of this one, to be honest. The fans do look a little bit cheap, but it has everything you possibly could need. The top of it actually looks quite nice. And then it actually has all its display ports. This came out in late 2018, right before 2019. I highly recommend the RX 590. It's a great upgrade. And then I suggested buying this as your primary storage, at least to start. Buy a hard drive later. The M2 SSDs are pretty much the fastest in the game currently, so I would highly recommend it. And for $64, you might as well. This is the RAM that I chose. I like 3000 speed for Ryzen's for obvious reasons. Ryzen's eats up RAM speed, it was only $77 for white, which I thought would look really nice with the light blue and then the solid black motherboard. It would have a nice little bit of color going on to compensate for that. The Wi-Fi stick with a 5.0 speeds and the 2.4, sorry, 5.8. This is the kind that I always buy for 13 bucks. You can't beat it. These are pretty much the fans that I just bought by its lesser company name. It comes with a remote and everything needed, so 3 fans, which would be good. Just might as well leave. Actually, I would pop one there, one up top, and then one wherever, and then move that fan over there because I imagine there's 2 spots for it. So above all, this is what I would highly recommend. It's got everything you need, and it's yeah, $661, which isn't really that bad at all. Under $700 for a really good PC.